Going in!
Here it comes!
Strike! Mission! You're finished!
This one's yours! Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
Look! Another note from the rebels.
If we combine it with the note we found before, then... there should be a key inside a cabinet in the office.
Great.
I won't forgive you!
Engage!
The marksman handle!
Locked and loaded!
Here goes! I'm the true gunslinger around here.
It's over! Pull back! Fire Alpha! Pull back! Take it! You're finished! Pull back!
This one's Tiger Blade!
I'm ready for the next battle.
Even if Dahnans and Renans aren't on completely equal footing here. Both sides still cared about each other, and now we have to fight some of those same Renans inside the palace.
Don't forget, we're here fighting to keep what makes this realm so special alive. Don't lose hope, Kisara.
Bring him down! Demon Fang! Next shot! It's over!
Tiger Blade! Dreams!
So much for talking it out.
Now you'll learn!
Tiger Blade!
It's almost too strong! Be my guest!
Make it ready! Tiger Blade!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Fire it all! Take this!
Everyone still in one piece?
Yep. I barely worked up a sweat.
Did that finally get rid of the wall?
To think they would hide it in Lord Dohalim's personal quarters. The nerve of these people.
They won't get away with it for much longer.
That's right. We have to hurry to the Lord's chamber. Let's go!
Well, well, if it isn't the slaves and the traitor. I don't remember giving you permission to enter the palace.
So it's true. You really are the one behind all this, Kelzelik.
I don't remember giving you permission to speak either. Know your place, slave.
Now we see his true colors.
Yeah, a despicable excuse for a human being. Though really, I guess that makes him pretty ordinary, huh?
Kelzelik, you were Lord Dohalim's most trusted advisor. His closest ally. Why would you betray him?
Don't be a fool! I didn't serve him because I wanted to. I expect a mere slave wouldn't know, but there are many powerful contenders for the position of Lord. A contest of strength determines the one who will be Lord and undisputed ruler of a realm. There is no choice in the selection. If my master had any ambitions of becoming the sovereign, I would have gladly served him.
But he had no intention of fighting for the crown.
Indeed. Can you slaves even imagine how that looked to the rest of us? Enduring the whims of an ambitionless lord, all we could do was wait for the end as we suffered through our humiliation.
You want suffering? Try being Danon for a day.
So you plotted against Lord Dohalim in secret. And when my brother found out...
And I would do it all again if it meant returning Menancia to its rightful state! A realm where Danons are slaves and Renans their masters. It's the natural order.
Enough! Who are you to decide what is natural or rightful, traitor? Miguel. My brother. He dreamed of building a world free of suffering. He gave his life for that dream. And all you've managed to build is a lake of death! You killed my brother! And now you'll die for it! My brother's dead because of you!
Why should I concern myself with the passing of one pathetic slave?
Have you no shame?
Flaming meteor!
No escape!
Looks up!
Aim for the weak spot! No escape!
Glacial Tiger Blade!
Here I come!
Where are you going? Flaming meteor! More with that lightning!
Here I come!
Here goes!
Looks up!
Hunting left!
Shattering of
Tiger Blade!
Attack time! Take this!
Mega Ray! Going
It's
in!
over!
By the power of water! Tiger Blade!
I'm not done!
Steel Force! Dance in the wind!
This one's
Steel!
mine!
Searing Blade!
I can carve through
Tiger Blade! I'm out of
It
ammo!
vanished again?
Listen carefully and keep your eyes peeled.
Tiger Blade! More with that sword! Only getting started! Flaming meteor! Mega Ray!
Eat dirt!
Lightning strike!
You're mine!
Take this!
Turbo Demon Fang!
Photon Blast!
Look sharp!
That's it! Dance in the Tiger Blade!
Turbo Demon Fang!
On guard!
Flaming meteor! We natural energy!
You're mine!
Going in!
You're finished!
One more! Tiger Blade!
I'm not done!
I don't feel so hot.
You should sit this one out then.
You miss all the fun? No way.
Here's Eagle!
Here I come!
We natural energy! Tiger Blade!
See what I can do!
Go dance in the healing circle! Going in! The wind! Where are you going?
Appreciate the help.
Searing flame! I'll be leading this one!
Far enough!
Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down!
Piercing roar!
This one's all mine!
On guard!
Infernal Torrent!
Do it!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Here goes! Here, let me help!
Turbo Demon Fang!
Raging Storm!
No escape!
This one's mine!
Mega Ray! Tiger Blade! Lightning Orb!
Swallow Blade!
Dance in the wind!
Look sharp!
Feel!
It's gonna attack!
Right, watch out!
Shield.
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
Anything in armor is all
Tiger
mine.
Blade!
No escape!
Annihilation!
This one's mine.
Take this!
Sleep now. I'll be safe.
Here I come.
Annihilation.
Going
in.
Take this!
Astral energy.
Astral art?
That's my cue.
To me!
Shut him down!
It's over!
Tiger Blade!
You're mine! You're finished!
This one's mine!
Here's another.
Take this!
Tiger Blade!
Freeze Lancer. Dance in the wind. Sleep now. Lightning. I never miss. On guard.
Here I come!
Keep it going!
First aid. Air throw. Light astral energy.
I'm not
Tiger
done!
Blade! Look sharp!
Take this!
Tiger Blade!
Double Demon Fang! Burn!
I'm almost impressed.
My friend's coming from you.
I said almost. Don't get carried away.
Normal Blade!
It's weakened.
Take this! This ain't now! Soaring Alpha!
Shut up! Tiger Blade!
Dance in the wind.
I'm not done!
Annihilation.
Save you! There aren't springs you up to!
Here,
More!
I have no limits! Here I come!
Wind astral
Double
energy.
Demon Fang! Swordline Alpha!
Dance in the wind.
Tiger Blade!
Thank you.
Double Demon Fang!
Now. Ringwell. Frozen.
Hammer!
You filthy slaves are despicable!
Your dreams of attaining lordship are no more. Give up, Kelzelik.
Attaining lordship! Ridiculous! Only those who possess a master core can become a lord. What, did you think just anyone could do it?
But then, what were you trying to accomplish with this? Didn't you betray your lord?
Yes, that's true. However, there are other lords.
Other lords? So you mean...
At last, the truth is revealed.
Dohalim, where have you been this whole time?
Cleaning up. Kelzelik, you've made your last of these.
The fruit of Helgen?
It can't be. You found my production facility?
Correct. And I tore it down. But something still troubles me. It's clear that this is no ordinary fruit. Nor was the equipment used to grow it. You couldn't have done all this without outside assistance. Indeed. Something like this must have come from another realm. Mahag-Saar, perhaps?
You actually expect me to talk now? At this point, the contest for the crown will be over soon enough. And you will finally receive the punishment you deserve for your weakness.
I've already received my punishment. May this be my final act as the Lord of Elder Menancia. Go to Mahag-Saar, Ganath Haros, wherever you think you'll find a suitable lord.
Are you alright with this? He killed your brother after all.
He did. But then I thought, he's nothing more than one common, ordinary Renan. He's not worthy of my time or my anger, right?
So after everything, was the dream of coexisting just a dream? What is that?
Those are the cheers of the brave Danans who overpowered Kelzelik's forces.
Wait, they challenged the Renans?
Indeed. A militia made up of Danan guardsmen, Renan supporters, and of course, the Gold Dust Cats.
Do we have you to thank for bringing them all together?
Regardless of what your original motivations were, your dream of coexistence saved countless lives. And now, those people out there are fighting to keep that dream alive. That's something real.
Be that as it may, they do so now by their own hands. These people no longer need any lord.
Where are you going?
To put an end to the crown contest. So long as its madness persists, peace will remain ever out of reach. I cannot allow it to continue.
The crown contest impacts far more than just the Dahnans. You're choosing to fight Lenegis and the entire Empire.
I am well aware. However, if I wish to keep this dream from dying, then I have little choice in the matter. Besides, it's the least I can do.
So you're gonna go out there and make that dream real on your own?
You may be decided on your path, but that doesn't make it any less difficult.
Why not walk that road with us?
Pardon?
You heard me. We're fighting to liberate the Dahnans, and you're fighting for the people of this realm. I'd say we're on the same path, really. It would only make sense for us to walk it together.
Dahnan dissidents, side by side with a Renan lord? Not the least intriguing invitation I've received. An invitation which would only be proper courtesy for me to accept.
I'll take that as a yes.
Hey, where'd Kisara go? I don't see her anywhere.
Maybe she just needed some time alone. A lot's happened.
That makes sense. She did just lose her brother after all.
We ought to keep moving as well. So long as there are lords who draw breath, we have a mission to complete. Kisara's a big girl. I'm sure she can handle herself. We should hurry on ahead to our next destination.
I guess you're right. And it is a lot safer here than it was. What do you think, Dohalim?
I am not sure I have the right to say anything as far as Kisara is concerned.
Fair enough. Well, I, for one, would like to say goodbye if we get a chance. Let's keep an eye out for her as we leave.
What's Kisara going to do now?
I'm sure it's complicated for her.
Where did Kisara run off to?
You don't think she took off after Kelzelik, do you?
No. Miguel entrusted her with his dream. She wouldn't do something reckless like that. Right now, I think she just needs time to think. What she does from here on out is up to her. She has to be the one to decide.
We've reached our destination.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hootle?
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
This is a true masterpiece, no less than culinary art.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hootle?
You all arrived here from Cyslodia, yes? In that case, you should depart via the south gate, rather than the one you arrived through.
After all that, Kisara never came back to see us.
I'm surprised she slipped away without us noticing. Where would she even go? I hope this place survives. You think the Dahnans and Renans have a chance of getting along? We didn't really do much to change things around here, did we?
This realm had its own walls to overcome. And in the end, it was the people themselves who decided to break them down, without any help from us. I hope they keep going. I really do.
Yeah, well, if you say so, I guess. Huh?
All right. I leave command of the Gold Dust Cats in your hands.
You've got nothing to worry about, Kisara. I'll do your brother proud.
Looks like it's time to go. Take good care of Zare for me. All right, Lagiel?
You've got it. Stay safe, Kisara.
Did you come to say goodbye?
Actually, I was wondering if you could use another companion.
Huh?
Well, we certainly don't mind you coming along. We just figured you'd stay behind and help rebuild. These people could use you.
I thought much the same thing. However, in the end, something changed my mind. Ever since Miguel died, I've been thinking a lot. About where I went wrong, what I should have done differently. You know, that sort of thing. It's true that our dream of coexistence saved many Dahnan lives, but we were naive and short-sighted. I was so wrapped up in my idea of how things should be that I didn't see the problems that existed right in front of us. I thought we had been given a utopia. And so I never bothered to look too far past its surface. I chose to be ignorant. And because of that, because of me, my brother...
Miguel's death wasn't your fault, Kisara.
Perhaps you're right. But in the end, it was me he entrusted this dream to. I learned that nothing in this life is free, or gained without sacrifice. Now that I know that, I'll just have to figure out what else I don't know.
So, decided to join us?
I have. And hopefully I can continue to protect Elda Menancia from outside the dream world, for the sake of those still inside.
And here I thought you joined for an opportunity on my life.
In all honesty, I'm grateful to you. I truly am. I don't blame you for what happened. But I must also leave your service. No longer will I be defined by protecting a Renan Lord. From now on, when I fight to protect my dream. All I ask is that you do your part, that you fight alongside me, not just for those who used to believe in your dream, but for those that still do. Dohalim.
I understand. I'm no longer a lord anyway.
Well, this crew just gets bigger and bigger. All right, where to, team?
We make for Mahag Sar, the Valley of the Four Winds.
think Hootle senses something.
Mahag Sar. That makes 4 out of the...
Get lost!
Sword Rain Alpha! Double Demon Fang! Take this!
If they rush you, you gotta just recover, okay?
Double Demon Fang! I'm on a roll now!
We won that by a mile.
No choice! Take this!
Glacial Spear!
This one's all mine! I'm on it!
Raging
It's
Storm!
over!
Close!
You're mine!
Glacial
It's
Now!
over!
Pierce Evil!
Frozen?
Hammer!
Come and face me!
Astral Energy! Annihilation!
Far enough!
You're finished!
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
All aboard the victory train!
Overconfidence can bite you in the butt.
Pow!
That's enough! Double Demon Fang! It's over!
Energy! Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Sword Rain Alpha! First strike! I'm not done!
It must take guts to fight without a weapon.
I'm not brave. I just do what I have to.
If you're ever in a pit,
Astral Energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done.
did you see?
Sure did. You were checking out Kisara from behind.
I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Ren and eyes.
Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble.
I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod.
You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done. Now where might those fish be? Reel it in. Boy, that's a bit of a letdown.
Could have been worse. At least you caught something.
Now where might those fish be? There's a nice breeze here. Hup. Reel it in. I'll get you next time. Ha! All right. Well, it's not bad, per se.
Nice work!
And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins.
Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us. Okay!
I'm always amazed what healing arts can do.
Hey. Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought, after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it. I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
I'm amazed how easily you can move such a giant shield around like it's nothing.
Really? It's not actually as heavy as it looks.
It's really reassuring to have someone like you protecting us, though.
You know, I guess I never realized it before. But looking back, I've always been the sort to put myself in harm's way to protect those around me, even before I joined the Elder Menancia Guard. So, in a way, using this shield to keep you all safe feels like it's what I was meant to do.
You don't need to worry about protecting me. I don't plan on relying on you.
That's okay. It doesn't matter if you do or not. I don't protect people because they ask me to. I do it because I want to, and because I think it's the right thing to do. That goes for you too, Dohalim.
Me?
Yes. You see, you and I both want the same thing. We have the same goal. That means it's in my best interest to continue to protect and keep you safe as well. Even now.
I'm not sure how much protecting I'll need either, but I appreciate the thought. I'm sure you'll do us proud, Kisara.
Right. You can all count on me.
What was Kelzalek even after in the end?
Isn't it obvious? Clearly he wanted the throne for himself, and was gonna have his goons execute Dohalim to get it.
He had to have known he couldn't hope to defeat a lord. He should have run while he had the chance, instead of holding himself up in the palace.
Maybe he thought he couldn't run? Either way, the outcome's the same.
So he got desperate and decided to go for broke?
One might argue that he was another victim of mine, in a sense.
Huh?
There is no greater calling in life to a Renin than the crown contest, yet I refused to take part. The shock he felt at that must have been truly immense. Enough to drive him to revolt, even though doing so meant defying Renin hierarchy.
I know I've said this before, but Dahnans and Renins wouldn't coexist here if it wasn't for your stance.
But that was no lofty idealism on my part, nor do I feel any pride at what occurred.
Spare us the pity party. You literally just joined us to uphold those ideals.
Shionne?
No, she is absolutely correct. I shall speak no more of my misgivings.
I always love the sound of hammers banging away.
Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dohalim, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, La?
Huh? Why are you asking me?
Done. This is sure to give the others some much-needed energy.
Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while? You worried about what's going on with Menancia?
What makes you think that?
Well, you were speaking to Kisara earlier, weren't you?
It's rude to listen in on others, you know.
Sorry. I didn't hear what you two were actually talking about, though. I just figured it was Menancia since it was the two of you.
I am but a former lord who has abandoned his post. I'm no longer in a position to lead the realm in any capacity whatsoever. Yet Kisara still seeks out my opinions, knowing full well that is the case. This despite the fact I am no longer her master either.
Couldn't it be precisely because you're not her master anymore? It's natural for friends to want to hear each other's opinions.
I hadn't considered that possibility.
It's funny what you miss sometimes.
Hardly uncommon among artistic types such as myself. When lordships are decided based solely on one's astral energy, it can lead to funny results.
But even so, you still took your job as lord seriously, didn't you?
Certainly. I learned to perform my functions. However, I was less interested in ruling, so much as avoiding life and death decisions. Of course, such a mentality in the end led only to sickening pain and death taking place elsewhere out of sight. I pretended not to see or hear any of it, content to let our supposed peace and equality keep me blind and deaf to reality. I was a fool.
But you're making amends.
I would like to think so. The path ahead is dark, yet I still walk on. I merely pray that I shan't fall down any holes along the way. We'd best get ready for tomorrow. Shall we get moving? Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
Get lost!
Double Demon Fang!
Eat this!
Double Demon Fang! Swallow Blade!
I'm also good with airborne targets.
Here I come!
Eat this spear! Here's the evil!
What can they just do?
Sion, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
Luna Rondo!
You're most comfortable at a range, aren't you?
Not really built for close quarters.
Astral energy! Full throttle!
Glacial spear! Here's the evil!
Dance in the wind!
Freeze laser!
Let's go!
There! One more!
Mega ray!
Here I come!
Dohalim!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
This is barely target practice.
Then why bother fighting them?
Because I certainly won't run away from a battle.
All right. There's nowhere to run from my heart.
When he slows down, that's our chance!
It's like trying to keep up with a wolf!
No further.
Mega ray!
Lightning annihilation!
Prepare to be seen. Can't get out of this. Leave the ensnaring to me.
Prepare to be seen!
Take this.
I'm not done!
Raging storm!
Prepare to be seen.
Glacial spear!
No
Here's
further.
the evil! Freeze laser!
Raging storm!
Take this.
Mega ray!
Now or never. No further.
It's over! Sleep now!
Here I come!
It's time.
No escape! Take this! Start up! It's over! You're on! Double Demon Fang!
No further.
Take this!
to these seas!
Mortal Blade! Double Demon Blade! Remove!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Dahnan relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Dahnan history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course.
I sense a strange power from this.
Quite necessary when creating weaponry. Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Woods don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
You're mine!
Do it! Searing flame! Beyond astral energy! Full throttle!
First strike! You're mine! You're finished!
Annihilation!
Here I come! You're finished! It's on! Here I come! I'm on! You're not a chance! Liquid escape!
Not on my watch!
I think I'm getting stronger.
Forgive you!
You're mine!
Eat this! You got my
Somebody win! Take this! It's over!
It's a duel of the arts! Raging cascade!
Pesky airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a job for yours truly! We're in the home stretch, guys!
The enemy wields arts too!
We'll soon see if that focus goes double for you, Law!
Me? How come I get singled out?
Raging cascade! Where are you going?
Too fast! Stand back! I'll trip it up.
These fists has got your name on them!
This is enough!
That gun is real handy in a pinch.
It takes a true marksman
Now!
to use.
Well,
Frozen!
Hammer! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this. It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're comfortable with them then?
Oh yeah. We used to run up and down these slopes all the time for our training exercises.
Damn. You weren't messing around.
This will be a delicious piece of toy!
I'm like bait to them.
Thunder field! Raging cascade! Weak now! Pierce evil! Arc sealed!
Severing wind!
Take this!
No escape! You're on! You're mine!
Weak now!
an astral arc?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Annihilation!
Here I come! It's over!
Alright!
We've turned the tables on him.
There are still more left!
Right, no time to hold back.
This will come in handy!
Take this! First strike!
I'll knock you through! I'll tear you apart!
I can feel my precision improving.
Hi, Hoodle!
Hey, when did I get so popular?
Try this!
That focus goes double for you, Law.
Me? How come I get singled out?
Do it!
Like we're gonna lose to Small Fry. No backing down!
Sleep now.
Here I come! Not in your dreams! Here, flame is down!
Prepare to be seized, though. Actually, that sound is more appropriate.
Let's walk in more
Not
doors.
today!
I guess you had your uses now and again.
No further! Lies unstoppable!
Damn, you're not like that all the time.
Double Demon Fang! It's over!
Here I come!
Sword Rain Alpha! Take this!
Dance in the wind! Healing field!
Now,
I'll be safe!
Why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying?
Ah, right.
More where that came from!
Double Demon Fang!
Take
Sword
now!
Rain Alpha!
Demons descend! Flashing Fang!
Way to go!
Down!
Demons descend! Flashing Fang! I wonder if I'm as strong as my dad was.
One day I think you'll surpass him.
I wonder when.
This'll make us even more formidable.
More Danon runes here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and energy on their hands.
What's this thing?
I won't forgive you! Onyx, we're coming through!
Lunar Rondo! You're on! Take this!
Sleep now!
Double Demon Fang!
Confiscated! Like first try!
Take
Only
this!
getting started!
This one's all
Where are
mine!
you going?
Sword Rain Alpha!
Neon, astral energy! Full throttle!
First try! You're mine!
Flame of fury!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Glacial
Double
field!
Demon Fang!
Here's the Evo! Now!
First try! Remote!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
I feel stronger. I mean, a bit.
Good. We're counting on you, Rinwell.
On me? Well, I'll do my best.
I sure have built up a sweat with this hike.
Rest assured, we have reached the top.
I just noticed none of you other Danons have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danon slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman. And this is my chance to have a new beginning.
Phew, what a rush. What's this place here? Some kind of old house?
I don't know.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Dahnan, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Dahnans in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Dahnans in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
Out of our way!
Here I come! Double demon fang! Total devastation! It's over! Sonic Creep!
Glacial Spear! Raging at evil!
You're mine!
Let's get you all tucked away!
Double demon fang! Sword Rain Alpha!
It must be tough to fight without a weapon.
I'm not brave. I just do what I have to.
If you're ever in a pinch, just say the word.
You're most comfortable at a range, aren't you?
I'm not really built for close quarters combat.
Nor am I. Don't worry, I'll help you keep a white bird.
Astral energy! Full throttle!
Looks like it could be worth something.
Don't take your eyes off the prize.
I'm quite aware without you reminding me.
Double demon fang!
It must take guts to fight with that.
Astral energy! Full throttle!
Do it!
Freeze lantern!
Did you see?
Sure did. The part where you swung and missed, right?
Not that part! It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
Double demon fang!
I'll end you! Can't get out of this!
You're mine! Double demon fang!
Oh, did you hear it now?
Into the shadows!
Far up! Blow away! Fantastic! Great! Amazing!
I'm trying to focus!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Wish they were all that easy.
Yeah, I think we might be getting too strong.
Isn't that good?
Play along, would you? They got me flanked!
Here, let me help.
You're mine! It's over! Burn in hell! I'm on! You're done!
Raging Storm! Serious Flame! Flame of Fury! Here goes! Mega Ray! Dance to the wind!
I'll tear you apart!
By the power of lightning love us away! Leave the enemy's arts to me!
No complaints here!
Let's go!
Do they not teach you to say thank you, Indiana? Not to a Renin we don't.
Flame of Fury!
I'm not done!
Start up! Blaze of Fear! Here's the evil! I'll tear you apart!
I'm not done!
Don't mind if I do! Now! Lightning Orb! Kisara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
We won that by a mile!
We got some good equipment!
I can't say its appearance is to my tastes, personally.
you through! You're mine! It's over!
Gemini Aqua!
Double Demon Fang! Soleil Alpha! Double Demon Fang! It's over! Take this! You're finished! Double Demon Fang! Take this! I'll take you all on! You're mine!
One last dance to the wind!
Double Demon Fang! Soleil Alpha! Double Demon! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
An opponent like this should be easy. I'm surrounded! Double Demon Fang! Take this! It's over!
Hurricane! Here I come!
You're
Kisara, frozen! Hammer!
Eternal devastation!
Do it! The tide of battle has turned.
That's the power of comrades in arms.
Right. Comrades in arms.
What? Too sentimental?
Here's evil!
Now, in the groove!
Freeze laser! Tempest! Do it!
It's over!
Get toasty!
Bird strike!
I've still got a ways to go. Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldaman and Sia of its enemies, and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along. But it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renan, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in thought.
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your sense of etiquette.
Oh?
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
That's not being frank, that's being Forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes. I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling. It concerns me greatly.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Denon to learn proper manners.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menancia, as you well know.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other city standards.
Exactly. You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out, if you like.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
I won't rest until I'm the best I can be.
Still striving to be on par with the Lord?
You simply can't be too strong when battle is a part of your everyday.
This will be a delicious piece of cake! By the not in your dreams! I'm only getting started!
You're mine!
Pesky airborne scoundrel!
Sounds like a job for yours truly! Now! Frozen hammer! Laser spear! Piercing
You're
bolt!
finished!
Tempest
You're
sword!
finished! Eat this!
Free roll!
You're finished! Double demon fang!
This one's mine!
Do it! Remove!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
You're mine!
Raging sword!
Double demon fang!
Close fight!
Take
Now!
this!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! There! Got it!
Here I come!
Slice! Astral energy!
Remove!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
I'm even stronger than before.
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
My fists are crushing it out there!
Little help!
Take this! Sword Rain Alpha! Turbo Demon Fang! It's over!
Thunder Field! Light and
Come on!
The tide of battle has turned.
That's the power of comrades in arms!
Right. Comrades in arms.
Enemy wields arms too.
You'll soon see about that!
I'm sorry to be...
We've all got enough.
Hey, weapons!
Yes, ma'am!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Shion.
I won't forgive you!
Take this! Sword Rain Alpha! Turbo Demon Fang! You're mine! Sword Rain Alpha! Shut up! You're mine!
Pesky airborne scoundrels!
Glacier sounds like a job for you, truly! Now!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade! See that?
That training's paying off!
Take this!
Oh, it's you!
Turbo Demon
I think I'm getting stronger.
Guess I misread the landing.
Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
I second that. All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahag Saar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already! I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's not like I'm...
Been looking for you.
For me? Why?
He's tough.
Who are you? You said you were looking for me. Why?
Beautiful, precious life.
What the...
That is all I desire.
Then why are we fighting? Who even are you?
Graviton Field!
I'm on it! Turbo Demon Fang!
Lightning Raging
You're
Cascade!
mine!
Here's a healing
Go away! Here I go! Who the hell are
are you? Bastard!
This guy's not normal!
His speed is unbelievable.
You mean he even surpasses a lord?
Here I come! You're finished!
I'll heal you steps away.
Take this! Fall!
Break it down!
Here I come!
Let's go!
Watch it!
Hey, that's
See that you don't get in trouble again.
Time to hurt! You're mine!
Searing flame!
You're finished!
Reload! Back into the
You're
fire!
Demon Fang! Take this!
Mega ray!
Sword Rain Outlaw!
Eat this!
Take this! This is looking good! Enjoy!
Hey, not on my watch!
Here! You're mine!
Is that all that you've got? Very well. Then die. A wretch like you? Till next time.
Shion! Wake up, please!
Alphen?
Shion!
Thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I. It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Shion, we thought
I'm
you were...
fine. Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides, Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Alphen?
Sorry.
that guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through you.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
No, I know you're not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine, really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Shion was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Dahnan astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Nias, the capital of Mahag Saar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Shion to rest. Hey.
How are you holding up after that last fight? You're not too hurt, are you?
I'm fine, really. See for yourself.
If things get too tough out there, go ahead and fall back. I can take a beating if I need to.
I'm not here just to stand around and have everyone protect me.
I get that, but there's nothing wrong with admitting you have weaknesses too.
Do I look like I'm just trying to put on a brave face to you?
I can't feel pain, but you still can, can't you?
Look, I appreciate you're trying to look out for me, but even you go down in fights from time to time. Please, stop trying to babysit me. It's getting old.
It's not that. I just...
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
I'll put you through! Big blast! Short lane alpha!
Sleep now.
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
Hey, now see that you don't get in trouble again.
It's over!
I'm only getting
The tide of battle has turned.
That's the power of comrades in arms.
Right. Comrades in arms.
now!
Sentimental.
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Well done.
I'm all done! Annihilate!
Run you through!
Up and out!
Nicely done.
Light burst forth.
Radiant finishing!
I'm on it. You may quit flying free.
What can we do? Now!
Shion, can you take in an instant?
Impact block.
This could be useful.
Hi, Hoodle!
Here I come! Double Demon Fang! Sword Rain Alpha! Stardust! You're mine! It's over!
Glacial Spear! Here's the evil!
You got fire!
I've got this! Let a marksman have it!
Hey, when did I get so
All yours! We did it!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more fun.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Glacial Spear!
Take
Here's
this!
the evil!
First strike! Double Demon Fang!
Freeze Power! Tempest! Astral Energy!
Say no more. Together, that wasn't even a problem. Guess I misread the landing.
Are we in the right place? This place looks like a mess.
Yes, this is Niez, the capital of Mahag Sar.
I don't see any signs of people. And the buildings.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like the kind of place people would actually live.
No soldiers, no Danans, not a soul to be seen. Yet look at these facades. This is clearly a Renin district.
Hey, check out that drawing on the castle gate. That's the Darkwing's crest. It's from an old Danan legend about a hero who defeated an evil king with a torch and their trusty owl. That's his crest. I'm sure of it.
Really? First time I'm hearing it. So if someone drew it on the gate...
It must mean the Renins have lost control of the city.
Are you suggesting the Danans rose up and defeated the Lord here? Hard to believe, but not entirely unthinkable, given the evidence.
Let's look around and see if we can find someone. They might be able to tell us what happened. This is horrible.
Is there truly no one here?
All of these ruins look like they were made pretty recently.
But if that's the case, then where do you think the people that used to live here went off to? There must have been Danans and Renins, right?
That's a good question. Even if the Danans rebelled and managed to overthrow the Renins here, there should still be some people around.
This debris. Do you think it could be the work of Renin astral arts?
Perhaps, but the appearance of these ruins is rather uniform, which leads me to believe otherwise.
Hey, Rinwell. That story you told us about the Dark Wings, it said that the evil king was vanquished with a holy flame, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Then there might be some truth to that old story after all. It looks like all the rubble here had been scarred by flames.
Let's not jump to any conclusions just yet. If we can find someone around here, we might be able to get them to tell us what happened.
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
What are those out in the valley? Windmills? They're huge.
They're most likely used to harvest wind astral energy, so they have to be big.
All of you, stop right there! Don't move!
They have us surrounded.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
You first! Show yourself!
I'm the one asking the questions here. Don't try anything funny. One wrong move, and I guarantee we'll blow you away.
What are you...
My name is Alphen. I came here from Calaglia.
Alphen? The wielder of the blazing sword?
Getting pretty famous, isn't he?
Here is my proof. Will that suffice? Or do I have to burn down one of those houses to make my point?
No need. I believe you. I'm Bayfon, of the Darkwings. Sorry for threatening to blow you away. We're still hunting down the remnants of the enemy forces, so everyone's more than a bit on edge right now. Please forgive me.
Remaining? Wait, you mean you already took down the Lord of this realm?
That's right. We took her weapons and turned them right back on her.
Are you the Dahnan leader here in Niez?
Nah, I'm just one of the commanders. Deadheim's the one who runs the show. I'd be happy to take you to him. Just one problem. The Renans. Seems the rumors you were running with them were true. You do understand, right? I mean, we only just liberated the city from their kind. Everyone's short on trust. And for good reason. Especially Deadheim. I think it'd be best if those two waited outside.
Not going to happen.
I don't think it's a good idea for us to split up. It's too dangerous.
Then it's on your head, friend. Our base is that way.
You could have left me behind, you know.
This isn't just about you, Dohalim.
Ah, yes.
I guess even after you beat the Renans, your work's only really just begun, huh?
Yeah. This place seems like it's got a lot of issues to fix.
So you're Alphen, are ya? Thought you'd be bigger. Huh. Guess the armor beefs you up a bit. You've got a lot of people talking, you know. But in this town, I call the shots. You play by my rules here. Just remember that. Gotta say, I didn't expect you to run with a gang of women and kids. Those other lords must have been real pushovers, huh?
Seriously? Are you this rude to everyone you meet?
Don't interrupt me, you brat. Didn't your parents teach you any manners?
What, you?
So you're the one who took down the Lord of this realm, huh? How'd you pull that off?
We just swiped the Renan's explosives. And then we blasted them all to hell and back.
Explosives? That's a pretty bold approach. But how'd you manage to avoid hurting your own people?
I didn't, that's how. But the chance to take out a Lord was worth the sacrifice.
And the Lord? What did this sacrifice earn you?
Unfortunately, we couldn't manage to finish her off. But now we've really got the girl on the run.
She ran? A Lord?
Yeah, the lady was just a coward. She had a whole lot more bark than bite, that's for sure. She's probably hiding off in a hole somewhere. But not for long. We'll find her and drag her right back into town. Then she'll get what's coming to her.
I wouldn't be so sure. She may run, but she'll never go quiet.
Shut up, Bright Eyes! I would have run you through already if you weren't with the blazing sword here.
The whole reason you're fighting is to free the Danans in this realm, is it not? If so,
Shut your
then—
mouth, witch! That's enough! If you're really fighting for us Danans, why keep these bastards around? Why haven't you killed them already?
I'm not going to kill these bastards.
Whoa. Is that the case, huh? Then tell me the point of the show.
They're my friends.
Friends? Renans are Renans. The scum-sucking bastards who've been draining our souls for 300 years now! But you know that. Maybe it's 'cause you and that little lady are friends and more.
Son of a... You'll pay for that!
That's enough! Deadeye, you know that was completely uncalled for.
All of you, get the hell out of my realm! And don't ever come back! This is Danan's realm and it's ours, understand? I call the shots here. And I make the rules. I do, Deadeye, leader of the Dark Wings!
Yeah! Deadeye! Liberator Deadeye! You are the true leader of this realm! We're not afraid of any Bright Eyes!
It's only a matter of time before I throw every last Bright Eye out of this realm!
The Dark Wings! The Dark Wings rule!
Hey, wait up! Told you so, didn't I? You should have left your Renan pals outside.
You don't agree with him, do you? I could tell by the look on your face in there.
That's how things are with him. He loses his temper, then I step in and calm things down.
Better you than me.
If that's all, I think it's past time we were going.
Look, I just wanted to apologize for what Deadeye said in there.
At least somebody's got some manners around here.
He didn't used to be like that. But, well, that's what losing most of your loved ones will do to a man. He may never forgive the Renans.
It's a little ironic how indistinguishable his manner is to that of a lord.
Hey, Beifan? Deadeye mentioned the Lord is still on the run. Any ideas where she might be?
We looked all over, but found no traces of her. We heard some rumblings about activity in Estaluva Forest, but that's it.
Estaluva, huh?
Wait, you're not going after her, are you? Certainly won't win you any favors with Deadeye.
This isn't Deadeye's war, and we're certainly not fighting it for him. Besides, it's like Shion said, her type isn't going to go quietly.
Hey, it's your funeral. Don't say I didn't warn you.
We'll be sure to keep you out of it. Before we set out, though, is there anywhere around here we can rest?
Sure. Building at the end of the road, opposite side. It's all yours. We use it as temporary lodging, to house people who don't have a new place to live quite yet.
We're not going to run into any trouble there, are we?
Rumors of a certain fiery sword have spread fast. I doubt anyone will be eager to give you guys problems. And here's where I say my farewell. You're on your own, but good hunting.
Before you go, how come you don't hate the Renans as well?
Oh, believe me, I've got my bone to pick with the Renans. Just not with two of them I've never so much as laid eyes on before.
Let's head on over to that lodge. We'll figure out what our next move is there.
Let's see what's going on around here.
Dohalim, you forgot to take care of the fire yesterday.
What do you mean, take care of? Ah, yes. You meant to put it out?
Yep. If it stays lit, we could end up in real trouble real fast.
I see. I apologize for not realizing that. I shall be more careful in the future.
The way he's talking, it's like the thought of putting it out himself never even occurred to him.
Moving on, Dohalim, I should mention that the clasp for your cape is about to come undone.
Oh yes, I tried to fix that myself, but it simply refused to cooperate with me.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. Are you telling me Renans can't even dress themselves?
Lords like Dohalim have attendants that take care of just about everything they need, so I'm not surprised he sometimes struggles with the basics.
Even by those standards, you've got to admit this is still a little extreme.
Shionne's got a point. I mean, you don't see Renans like her needing so much help to get stuff done.
In my case, circumstances forced me to learn how to be independent. Even so, I still think Dohalim could afford to pick up a few more self-sufficient skills.
Well, specifically speaking, what would you suggest that I learn?
For starters, I think it'd be good for you to learn how to dress. And put on shoes. How to comb your hair is equally important. And learning to manage your possessions better. And then from there...
She sounds like his mom rattling all that off.
Oh, and another thing. About your owl, Rinwell.
What is it?
When he starts to molt, would you be willing to give me his old feathers? I think I could find a use for them.
What do you intend to do with those?
Well, recently, I haven't been sleeping well. However, I hear pillows made from owl feathers are very comfortable and wish to make one.
This is why I hate you, Renans!
Did I say something offensive?
Next time, put your own needs aside for a second and think about how someone might react first. Then consider if it's worth asking at all.
What's wrong? All right.
What the?
Hey.
Yeah!
Good.
All right!
I get the feeling Deadeye's signed up to be a rebel, so he could have a rooster rule. Heck, he's no better than a lord. In some ways, he's even worse.
I know. How could he use explosives on his own people?
And yet, despite the toll of his actions, none of the Dahnans we've seen seem to question his assumed authority in the least. If anything, they may well consider him a hero, which would say a great deal toward how deeply they resented the Renans here.
Still, I don't think this is as simple as saying the good guys won out over the bad ones.
Yeah, I don't either. Deadeye might have managed to drive the Renans out of Niez, but that doesn't make the way he did it okay. No matter which way you look at it.
victory that's earned by throwing away the lives of his own people? No, that isn't a victory at all. I can understand that the Dahnans here are standing up against their oppression, but that doesn't mean they have to humiliate all Renans just to settle the score.
I'm perfectly able to stand up for myself, Alphen. Besides, I'm used to it by...
But you shouldn't have to be, Shionne. It's just... What I mean to say is, when you've been a slave for so long, it's easy to accept that's how it should be because it's all you've ever known. Constantly being belittled is no different. I don't think that's fair. For me or for you.
I just don't know, man.
Don't know what?
Deadeye managed to drive out a real live Renan Lord. That's incredible. And he seems to have a lot of supporters surrounding him, too. But he's got an attitude worse than any angry Zeugle. Plus, Niez is in utter ruins. I don't have a clue what his game is.
The Renans are powerful. And because of that, it takes a strong leader to have any hope of toppling them. However, when you take down one dictator only to replace them with another, ultimately it's just business as usual.
If it'd been Zephyr instead of Deadeye, I don't think things would have turned out like this.
Rinwell!
Yeah, I think so too. Zephyr did things differently top to bottom. He's not the kind of person who would have forced his own views or decisions on other people. When you do that, you're ruling over others, not leading them.
To be honest, I don't know what I would have wanted my dad to do if he was in that position.
Law.
The whole thing feels weird in a way. It's a weird kind of feeling, but at the same time, part of me also feels happy. Deadeye and my dad are two very different men. For now, I'm content knowing that.
The city is liberated, and yet the air still hums with fear and anxiety. It reminds me all too well of how Vicente once was.
Hums? You mean like music?
Yeah, none of this sounds like music to my ears. In fact, I've never seen any Dahnans with musical instruments in my life.
You don't need instruments to play music. It can emerge naturally from the sounds of people going about their day and the hustle and bustle of life.
You seem to care a lot about music, Dohalim. I didn't know that about you.
Have I not mentioned it? Before I was a candidate for the lordship, I had my heart set on the life of a musician.
You? A musician?
Indeed. Music enriches the world around us. I trained day and night to hone my art. Words could not describe my bliss, as my notes carried with them the sights and sounds of nature, the ebb and flow of time, and the thoughts of people on the wind.
Dohalim.
Forgive me. My loquaciousness can get the best of me at times.
Don't apologize. It's interesting hearing what Renan culture is like.
Even though the Renans destroyed all of our arts and culture.
Personally, I was interested in the music of Dahna as well. The fact that generations of lords deemed music to be of no use to their slaves and outright forbade the ownership of instruments is lamentable. Not that my words can undo the damage already done.
Let's see what's going on around here.
Yeah, there might be someone who could use our help.
Oh yeah? Right.
Hey!
Yeah!
you guys checked your equipment lately?
That Deadeye creep certainly has a few screws loose, that's for sure.
Forget that guy. Right now, we need to discuss how we're going to proceed.
What's there to discuss? Deadeye and his crew have already brought down the Lord here. Just let them finish her off.
I want to go after her.
I second that. I think it's the best thing to do right now. We don't know if the Darkwings have what it takes to beat her. I'm worried what'll happen if we leave her to her own devices.
You make a good point, Rinwell. And maybe I'm just being overconfident, but between us and them, I think we have a better chance at defeating her.
I have to agree. This realm isn't going to be truly safe as long as that Lord is still running around out there. We need to act.
Fine by me. But isn't Deadeye just gonna take all the credit once we're done?
Our job is to break down the walls that oppress Dana. What he chooses to build in their place, that's his problem. For now, we'll head to this Estaluva forest Bayfon told us about. Whatever we decide to do, though, we should take some time to rest first. We've barely stopped since Menancia. Where are you going?
Alphen.
You should get some rest. What's got you up at this hour?
Just let me be for a minute, okay? Why don't you go back to the inn?
I will when you do.
Have it your way.
Shion. The Lord's days are numbered. I haven't forgotten our promise. You can trust me, you know. Maybe even lean on me a little. If you want.
And if I say I will you finally give it a rest?
Yeah, of course. Try to get some rest, okay?
What was all that about?
So we're just going to check things out, right? In whatever that forest is called.
Estaluva Forest. Next time, pay attention.
Huh? I think someone's calling out for us.
They could have something they need from us. Mm-hmm. Well... I see. Oh, just great.
Excuse me! Good.
That's some cryptic text, all right.
It could... Hmm.